Hi, I'm Matt Greeny, and I'm going to tell you guys the story of how I won $50,000 or £40,000 on a UK game show called Sitting on a Fortune. So I was lucky enough to be chosen to be a contestant on Sitting on a Fortune, episode 6 of series 1. That was broadcast around Christmas time in the UK in 2021. So the rules are pretty simple. There's 6 chairs. Whoever's answering the question sits at the very front of the queue, and if you get a question wrong, you go to the back. Whoever's at the back chair, after three correct answers have been given to questions, then they're out the game, and if you're at the front of the line, you go through to the final. So the show draw lots, and you get to choose which chair you want to sit in, with 1 being the front one and 6 being the chair at the back. I was lucky enough to be chosen second to choose which chair I wanted to go in, and I really backed myself. I thought I could get 3 questions in a row right at the start, so I went for the ballsy move and I sat in chair 1 at the start, and this is how it played out.
Next to choose is Matt. Where would you like to go?
Gold brings out the colour of my eyes, Gary. Let's go in the money chair.
Straight in the money chair.
Straight up, let's do it.
Well, I like that attitude. Take your place.
Thanks.
In June 2021, which American fast food chain returned to the UK after 20 years away?
So I was really happy to hear this question come up. I knew what the answer was before I actually saw it. That's down to Chris Stark and Scott Mills on Radio 1, who were talking about it 4 weeks before I actually went on the show. So I was really certain of this one, and I was just lucky that I heard it on the radio, and the question came up.
Well done, Matt. Very good.
So at this point I got the first question right, and I needed the next 2 to progress to the final.
The Netflix documentary subtitled The Greatest Party That Never Happened is about which disastrous festival?
I love a Netflix documentary, and this has got to be one of my favourites. I absolutely knew 100% that the answer to this one was Firefest.
Yes, of course it is. Extraordinary. You've backed yourself by going straight into this chair, and so far it's paid off.
Absolutely.
But
It was at this
is where it
point when I
gets
was all
a little
starting to get a bit
precarious.
too real, and I was just 1 correct question away from making it all the way to the final.
Players nicknamed Snakebite, Jackpot, and The Power have all been recent world champions in which sport?
I love a good pub sport, snooker, darts, pool. I watch a lot of darts when it's on TV around Christmas time. Looks like an absolute laugh. I really want to go and see it live, but I've never had the chance to yet. But anyway, I knew for sure that the answer was definitely darts. And with that, it was my 3rd question. I smashed it. First 3 questions and made it straight through to the final of the show.
Is it darts? Of course it is. Of course it is.
So, if you take my personality and me as a person and you break it down into 3 integral parts, those 3 integral parts are pub sports, Netflix, and fast food. And I was just really lucky that at this point in my life, you can see in this Venn diagram that those 3 major pillars of my being overlapped. And in the middle, you can see the opportunity for big money was created. So the final works a bit differently from the other rounds. Whoever's in the front still asks the questions, but whoever's at the back gets to choose from 2 categories of questions that they have to answer. However, you start with a cash pot of £100,000, and every time you get a question wrong, £10,000 gets taken off of that total. So there's only 7 questions that get asked, and whoever's in the front seat, when that 7th question's asked, they can just be in the right place at the right time and win all the cash. However, if you're answering that final question and you get it wrong, then whoever's second in the line gets an opportunity to answer it. And then if you're third in the line, you get an opportunity to answer it as well.
Matt, you swept through to the final earlier on by picking the money chair. Are you going to use the same tactics now? You get to choose first because you were our first finalist.
I think you only get 1 chance, don't you? I think I'll go number 1 in the money chair again.
Take your place. What was the most popular plastic surgery for men in the UK in 2020? No. Candice?
I'm not too confident either, but I think lockdown, etc. It might be liposuction. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's lock down liposuction.
So in the final, there's a bit of team play where you work together to try and keep the cash pot as high as you can do. So it's okay to ask the others for their input and ask them if they know what the answer is. But in this case, I had absolutely no idea, and unfortunately I got it wrong.
Is it liposuction? No, it's not.
So at this point, there's 90 grand left in the cash pot now, and it's Latoya's go to see if she can answer the question to keep some money in it.
If Hamilton is correct, you'll still be sitting on £90,000. Is it Hamilton? Yes. Confidently answered. Well done. Which is the only country to have won gold at every Summer Olympics since 1896?
So Latoya had no idea here, but I was going to help her to try and keep some cash
can
in
you
the
help?
pot.
Well, I think Russia have competed as USSR. Germany competed as West Germany and East Germany. So I think it has to be Great Britain or USA.
I'm going to go for...
Yep.
I'm going to go for USA.
Lock that in.
Yeah, lock it in.
Lock in USA, please. If that's right, the jackpot stays at £90,000. Latoya stays in the money chair. If it's wrong, it drops to 80,000, and Candice goes into the money chair. Is it USA? No.
So unfortunately the cash pot's down to 80 grand, but it does mean I'm now in seat 2.
Which breed of dog has won Crufts Best in Show the most? Let's find out. If it is, Standard Poodle.
I didn't have much to add here. I thought it was Poodle as well.
The jackpot is now down to £70,000, but it's still an enormous sum.
Thanks to Candice getting that wrong, I moved to seat 1 and with just 3 questions from the jackpot.
The question is, which of these game shows was first to air in the UK?
So I go for play your cards right. Lock it in.
If it's play your cards right, you'll be sitting on £70,000 with just 2 correct answers required. Well done. Brilliantly worked out.
Smashed it in just 2 questions from 70 grand.
In August 2021, who topped Variety's list of the world's highest paid film stars?
I was gutted when the answers came up. I'm not much of a movie buff, but I'm sure that The Rock was the highest paid actor.
Not sure?
I'd pin 2 up there. I'd pin up Will Smith and Tom Cruise. The thing is, Tom Cruise does all his own stunts, so I can imagine he can get a premium, get some danger money. I'll lock in Tom Cruise.
Is it Tom Cruise? No.
Absolutely gutted to have got it wrong, and that means I'm in the very back seat for the final question. Latoya comes to the front, and she's in the right place at the right time.
Which of these boxing world champions never lost a professional fight?
Right, this is just going to have to be a guess. I've got
Okay.
a 1 in 4 chance. So,
That's it. You've still got a chance. You can guess right, you win £60,000. Matt, do you know it?
1 of 2.
Okay.
Absolute blag, not a Scooby-Doo. Just trying to put the pressure on.
Chris Eubank. I'm not happy with that choice at all.
Lock that in.
I'm locking it in.
No.
So Candice is back in the hot seat. She's only got 3 potential answers now, and she's answering this for 50 grand.
Frank Bruno, the right answer for £50,000. No.
Candice got it wrong, and then it was my chance. I'd finally worked my way back to the front of the groups of chairs, and I was answering a question, a coin flip, 1 of 2, to win £40,000 or $50,000. I had absolutely no idea what the answer was. I was trying to figure it out in my head, but I didn't really have much to lean on. But this is how it worked out.
It's a coin flip.
What are you thinking now? Just a coin flip.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't know anything about Joe Calzaghe. I've seen a bit of Ricky Hatton on TV, but I've never heard him be introduced as the undefeated Ricky Hatton. Let's go Joe Calzaghe. Let's lock it in.
Really?
Yeah, let's do it.
Lock it in?
Yeah.
Change your mind?
Yeah, you only get 1 chance, don't you?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You've locked in Joe Calzaghe. If Joe Calzaghe is the right answer, you'll go home with £40,000. Ready?
Let's do it.
Is it Joe Calzaghe?
And there we go. What an absolute win. Matt brings home all the beans. It was undoubtedly one of the best moments of my life, and I will probably never earn that much money in an hour ever again in my life. It was absolutely awesome.